It was the day American soccer fans had spent years hoping for. The U.S. men's national team were favored in a knockout round match played on home soil against a top European team. And after intervention from President Trump and a stunning decision from FIFA, star forward Folarin Balogun was eligible to play despite getting a red card in his previous match. You all know about some of this, but it was a brutal outing for the Americans last night. They fell behind early and eventually lost to Belgium by a score of 4-1. Now they've been eliminated from their home World Cup. The U.S. men have lost in the round of 16 the last 4 times they've played in the tournament. After the game, U.S. defender Chris Richards told reporters this wasn't how he wanted it to end.
It's disappointment, honestly. I mean, I think you play for your club, you're representing a million people at most, and then when you're representing your country, it's 300, 400 million people, and so I'm just very disappointed with how today went for myself personally.
Michael Lahoud joins us now. He is an analyst with the CBS Sports Golazo network. Michael, good morning. The mood on Chris Richards' face and in his body is shared by so many people in the U.S. This tournament had been going so well. So what went so epically wrong last night?
Yeah, look, I'm a big Chris Richards fan, and I keep on doing this. Let me get my manners. My parents would definitely get upset with me. Good morning to you. Good morning
Yes.
to the rest of the world. Let's get that out of the way, because this is a game that I really want to get stuck into. I feel for Chris Richards because he's a friend of the network, at the Golazo network. I think he's a great presence for the U.S. men's national team. He's been a rock-solid ambassador, but he and the team chose the worst day to have their worst day. And it just seemed like everything that could go wrong went wrong from the first whistle. The U.S. men's national team, they had made a habit out of being fast starters. And every single time at the network, we would talk about what's the key to the game? What's the key to this game? It was being high energy, high tempo, and having a fast start. Well, this time, Belgium took a play out of their playbook, and they were the fast starters, and they played with an intensity that the U.S. men's national team, if we're being fully honest, seemed like they couldn't even match in the warm-ups, let alone the match itself. So it's definitely one of those buzzkills where now I'm looking for my little violin, just playing it here, sobbing myself to sleep, as many U.S. soccer fans are.
And a comfy pillow or a stuffed animal. Even for Christian Pulisic, he did not have a strong or dominant performance. He was in tears by the end of the match. And all of this was preceded by FIFA's decision to allow Flo to play despite the red card. That drew so much international reaction. Was that a real distraction for the U.S. team, or was it more of a motivator for Belgium?
Yeah, I think it was a massive distraction, and that's just my personal opinion. I know that other people are going to see it differently, but the proof is in the pudding. What we saw with that decision, what we saw with that ruling, that at the end of the day, FIFA made, it wasn't a U.S. men's national team-led decision. It wasn't a Folarin Balogun-led decision. It wasn't a Mauricio Pochettino-led decision. These players did not have their hand in this matter. This was outside forces, and we now know that it was a phone call. It's what's been reported between President Trump and someone high up at FIFA, and some people are going to speculate that it's Gianni Infantino that led to this decision. What I saw was a team that for most of this tournament felt like a victim. The U.S. men's national team going into this match against Belgium, they had this, we're the victim, we have this siege mentality. This is our cross to bear. Well, when that decision gets made, the U.S. men's national team went from victims to international villains. And that's nothing to do with the players' part. It has nothing to do with Folarin Balogun. It's everything to do with that ruling. And so what the U.S. did and what that ruling did was it gave Belgium the rocket fuel that they needed to go in and put a 5-star performance. That game wasn't even close. And I want to be honest, that game at a different time could have been 7-1. It was that bad. And Belgium, they embarrassed the United States of America on a football pitch for 90 minutes in front of the rest of the world. They played with intent. And there's going to be people seeing this as potential justice was served for 90 minutes.
It was a painful game and match to watch. I hope you'll, take lots of natural light, water your plants. Folks will get through this. But Michael Lahoud, great to get your analysis on this. And we'll discuss this also later this hour. Thanks for your time today.